Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is necessarily indicative of future results. Stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Don't feel good this morning, so that's that. So probably no singing and dancing. Hey, my name is Wayne McDonell, Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you for being a client. We appreciate you. Put your diamonds in the sky. Do these sessions every morning, Monday through Friday here at Forex.Today, 7:30 a.m., 2 hours before New York opens. It's also approximately London lunch. Good opportunity for the Forex trading community to get together and align our satellites. Please ask questions. Please get involved. Please open an account at TradersWay.com. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, if you're supposed to feel like $1 million, I feel like $10. So anyways. All right, so let's get going. Let's just get through it. Let's do some analysis. German elections, yeah, sure, but how about the Kiwi elections? In New Zealand had elections. Hey, there are 15 FOMC speakers talking today, or not today, this week. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have the Bank of England. Janet Yellen is speaking. Is Draghi speaking today? Or Draghi already spoke? BOJ stuff. So anyways, lots of stuff going on. Yeah, I thought it was coming up, but Joe says Draghi already did, so whatever. So be careful. Any of this can release unplanned information, and the market can move in ways that technical analysis just simply cannot explain. That's right. Yeah, in an hour. That was like 9 a.m. New York time, which is actually more than an hour, but yeah. So a lot of stuff going on, huh? Let's look at oil. So we're hitting the big challenge point. It's funny. Looks like here I have it coming down a long ways and then going up to here. So that didn't quite work out, but just to kind of set things, we talked about it going from 50 to 45 and then from 45 to 55. Well, it went from 50 to 46 and now it's on its way to 55. So, and it goes all the way back to this plan, 45, 50, 45, 50, 40, up and around. So we'll see. Obviously, this is key level, right? So that's a daily chart. Let's go into an hourly. We already have this line in the sand. And it's a big cluster, huh? So a bear would be looking at this with great interest, and a bull would be moving their stop. So if you're not sure about pivots, some of you have bought the swing trading course last week, so I hope that's going well. But some may know that that is the conservative target for the month if you're a swing trader. Conservative bullish target. for the month. Okay. What's the low of the month, pivot-wise? There's M2. There's monthly central. So I would say monthly central. Therefore, if I was a bullish trader of oil, I would be very interested in the conservative target, but I'd be planning, or certainly hoping, for the monthly aggressive target, which is 52.50. One more dollar to go. Very interesting though, isn't it? So go here on a 5-minute chart. And it seems to me, even when you use a 5-minute chart, the professional traders of this commodity that's used for almost everything in our economy, from the roads you drive on to the makeup you put on your face to the clothes you wear to the food you eat, is all heavily influenced by this commodity. And it respects the monthly pivot point, in my humble opinion. Professional institutional traders that really work this market, not for speculation, but for all the other reasons as well. Right? But it's clear to me that these players are using monthly pivot points. And I like that because it helps me understand how they're going to behave in the future. That's why it's important I throw these things. Maybe they're obvious, maybe they're not. But even if they're obvious, they're reminding us that we must do these calculations in our analysis. Did I just kill that chart? No. Did I? Gee whiz. Really having an off day. Hang on. I don't want to forget that one. Insert energies. Okay. How late in the month are we now? 25th. We got to be thinking about peso soon, right? Open deleted. Oh, look at that. Cool. Thank you. Never used that before. So on Friday after the webinar, some people hung out with me and we listened to Metallica, a Metallica concert, and did some analysis. Yeah. Master of pips, for whom the pip tolls. Euro in a jar. Enter. Pips I seek, and I find in you. Every chart offers something new. Open trades for, yeah. So anyways. So yeah, looking like it's still stepping down, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. But it didn't pull back to where I thought it would. And now maybe it double bottoms and higher highs, or so. I don't know if it's consolidating. I don't know, but it's not going up yet. Okay. So anyways, we got peso trade coming up in what is it, a week now? Twisting, turning, the. So Monday's the first, huh? Friday's the last trading day of the month. Ooh. What does that mean, Basil? So people might get paid Monday? That's weird. So Monday's the 2nd. So how about this? So this Friday will either be huge for the peso or nothing, or very quiet. It's either going to be dramatic or boring. But mark my words, I can predict the future. It'll either be huge or not huge. Quiet the last few months? I wouldn't say that. Okay. Vertical. So this is about the first of the month. I got to do this. Okay. So you're looking for red candles there. So that's September 1st. August 1st is about in here. Okay. The interesting thing about the August 1st, we talked about it a week before it came out, and we knew August would not be a good trade. It was the only time I said that all year. And it didn't turn out good. You had to wait a week or so and then make money. I know you don't like to wait that long. And then, yeah, this one worked out. It didn't go far, but we talked about it, the first level of support, and we identified it. It came down, it hit it, and we have it, you can see here. And it hit it and stopped. So, I mean, you're not always going to make $1 million. But we do know about 2.4 billion. We know that's going to happen. Hey, well, first time here. Cool. Welcome to the family. So anyways, it's too early to talk about the peso, so I'm talking about the peso soon, near the end of the week. Okay? And the one thing I can tell you is not up. And you're like, well, that doesn't tell me if it's sideways or down. Well, it's helpful. It's got to be helpful information. Okay. This is supposed to be sort of our no-fly zone for the USD yen in the month of September. This gray area here is the projected top for the month. The lower line is the conservative target. The upper line is the aggressive target. And that we've been here now almost, what is this, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, and we still not have breached the area. Cool. And again, we predicted this area being top-ish 25 calendar days ago. The projected bottom for the month, okay, is down here. Isn't that sweet? And all of this was calculated over here. So it came down, it hit the projected bottom, turned around, hit the projected top, and has respected both top and bottom. I think that's kind of cool. Okay. Okay. And this arrow being simply respecting the conservative resistance line, the same way that the bottom respected the conservative support line. And here says, well, what am I thinking next? Well, again, I'm not thinking anything. So what does the analysis show you? The analysis show you is it shouldn't go up. It could, of course. And one thing you might start to do is look at the open, high, and low, estimate a close, and try to figure out where next month's pivot points are, and maybe start setting up your October swing trade early. Okay. It here says, but, look, whatever, dude. Look, that's the projected high for the month. We hit it. What am I supposed to tell you? It's going to go higher? Yeah, it might. Right? But again, I can't tell you anymore. We're at the projected high, and we've quadruple topped on it. Right? So again, 25 days ago, we said that 112.54 is the projected high for the month. 25 days ago. And then we get there and we only hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times in the last 3 days. 16 times in the last 3 days. And it's respected that 112.54 16 times, right? So I'm like, I don't know. It's just that's so. What do we expect now? I think you should be setting up October swing. Okay? And on October swing is you would want it to come down and then go back up. Because the other one is it goes up now and then comes crashing down in the end of October. But we don't have that in our plans, right? Chuck says we can comfortably consider the resistance. No, it's just technically resistance. You see what I mean? This is technical analysis. So it's not an opinion. If you use monthly pivots, that is resistance, right? It's just that's what that is. You don't like it, stop using the pivot points. You're like, I don't like that resistance there. Well, then delete it. Right? Just delete it. We're only using these tools. You don't like the oscillator? Good. Right? If I could, I would. There we go. You don't like that? Get rid of it. Right? Here's the dollar index. Maybe it's all about the dollar index, right? It's so based on the analysis, based on the tools that I'm using to do technical analysis. I don't have an opinion. It's just that's what the tool is telling me. The same way notes on a piece of paper tells a pianist what keys to press. It's not an opinion like, well, if it were me. No, 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 no. Those are the notes. Play the notes. Right? So that's it. So all I'm trying to emphasize is it's not my opinion. It's that. That's it. So like to strip this down even more, the red zone slightly above it is the weekly target. So we hit last week the weekly and monthly target. You shouldn't expect it to go higher. Now, of course it can, and that would be a fundamental move. Like, let's say, an election. We've had a lot of elections over the weekend, right? An election could really mess up your technicals. Okay? But technically, we hit our monthly target and our weekly target last week. Not a coincidence, in my humble opinion, because other people did what they were supposed to do. Okay? Now, the interesting thing is this analysis can set you up. So, like, if we had ridden a 21 up here early in the week, I think we would be down here. But we did it at the end of the week, so we're not. Those are pivot points. I just saved your Forex trading life. Now that you've asked that question, the rest is up to you, right? All I got is all I have is a red guitar, 3 chords, and the truth. All I've got is this red guitar. The rest is up to you. Is that how it goes? That's Jimi Hendrix, isn't it? Nobody knows? If you're going to quote, you got to like cite. I'm pretty sure it's Jimi Hendrix. All I've got is a red guitar. Can't say it today. All I've got is a red guitar, 3 chords, and the truth. Don't say you do. Oh my God, no, go on. All I've got is a red guitar. The rest is up to you. Thank you. All Along the Watchtower. Is it a Bob Dylan song? Certainly not U2. I love U2, but it's not U2. Covered by Hendrix. There you go. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. Thank you. Let me tell you about heartache and the loss of God, wandering, wandering in hopeless night. That describes currency trading, doesn't it? Have you ever felt that way? Let me tell you about heartache and the loss of God, wandering, wandering in hopeless night. Man. I know I've been in that place, staring into the abyss. And that's Jim Morrison, by the way. All right, let's do some pig dog. Do it on the 4Zs. Oh, we went through this last week, wasn't it? These are the only areas in which you could bought or sold. Sold, bought, I think it was, wasn't it? Sold, bought, or bought. On a different time frame, though, maybe. Well, that's a sell. Okay. That's not a buy on this time frame. In this time frame, that's a buy. And then this time, sort of. So this must have been a 1 hour trade. So that's still a sell. Yeah, so I had this over here, didn't I? No, that's not a good buy though. Maybe here. So that's maybe a buy. That's definitely a buy. That's definitely a sell. All right, cool. So we covered that last week. No new information. Have you guys watched the video on leading and lagging indicators? Sir, yes, sir. Who teaches at HBS? Have you ever read A Concise Guide to Macroeconomics by David Moss? I believe I'm reading it now. He teaches at it. Really? Yeah, well, the business school's on the other side of the Charles River. No, Hadir. No, it's my video, not David's. It's old enough. I don't even know when I started teaching David's. David had a great story. Like he's laying in he's hanging out in his house, waiting to be medically discharged, honorably discharged from the U.S. Army. And he sends me an email, and he's like, right? He's like, I'm a vet, served in active combat, waiting to be right, released from the military. He's like, I don't have any money, but I've been trading Forex. I've been looking at it as a career after being a sniper. It's like, but I don't have any money. Can you let me join FX boot camp at a discount? And I'm like, yes. Best decision I ever made in my life. Wow, that's not quite true, but it was a very good decision. David Pegler is an amazing human being. And the cool thing is, how many years ago was it? Probably close to 10 years ago, and he still is a currency trader. It's a great example, right? One day you're running around the desert killing people, and the next day you're a successful Forex trader. All you have to do is be an extremely hard worker, right? Yeah, Beth, no, it was honestly it's a huge success story. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, WTI, Oscar Mike. That was a quick pop, huh? Should stay under 52 this week, though, if it's going to break. Bev from a hairdresser. Did you kill any dues? That's cool. All right, so anyways, we got oil, Oscar Mike. Cool. Let's look at some Aussie yen. You can see not a lot's really changed. How many people have taken the swing trading course? Deere and Henley, Carol, Robert, Chuck, Tony, Anthony, right on. Tucker, all right, Ben, cool. Promo is over. Yeah, you had like 8 days. The everything course, yeah. And now going through the live session. It's cool. Right on, Brady. So the thing is, like I look at this and it's not clear, is it? So you got to decide, are you going to search for an entry and sort of be aggressive and kind of force the round peg into the square hole? Or do you just walk away and look for something better next week? Well, this is the type of year that you kind of want to be aggressive, right? So typically in a situation like this, when you don't quite get the pivots, you're a little bit out of position. You rely a little more on the moving averages. And, well, it sucks, doesn't it? But going back to last week, we had a plan. We said when it was up here that this would be a buy zone. Well, I'm trying to make this straight. I'm trying, honestly. Okay, there we go. I'm not trying to make it perfect. I'm trying to make it perfectly straight. Hang on, let's do it again. Okay. So it comes down to, it's telling me that we were right last week. We were correct. This was the buy zone last week. What we're doing like this and this is sort of monkey in the middle stuff, right? It's not the real support or resistance. Somebody did sell here, like we said, would be a sell zone. Someone did buy down here, which we said would be a buy zone. And the amateurs have done the rest in the middle, right? And there's a 50-50 chance that they were right. Stuart says a lot of monthlies capping. Correct. What Stuart's correctly pointing out is a lot of the patterns have completed. Okay. The one spoon of sugar is that September and October, more September though, let's say September. September is the month that you are likely, relative to the other months, more likely to break your monthly extreme targets, which would then put October M4 in play. But if your pivots calculate R3, September's probably an R3 month, but there's only 1 week left. Okay? So I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying it can. It's more likely this month than other months. No, I traditionally don't have, well, I don't have an R3, but if I did, we would talk about it. Okay. Remember, I think this is going to go up to 92. Okay. And I think we came up with that, what, the middle of August? The middle of August. We said this would go to 92. The middle of August, we were at 85 or 86. So we're only up 300 pips since then. So it's not a big deal because you know the other pairs. Okay. So let's go over the yens. Okay. So you can see, like, if you're trading these like just pure technical, let's do 4 hour. like, let's go over again some very, very basic facts, because that's what I want you to walk away with, right? I mean, you got to know what's going on here. This is the projected top for the month of September. Was that important? Yes or no? Okay. And what is it that I teach that you always, 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 100% of the time need to do at that price? Take profit. Okay. What did I do when Aussie yen got up there? I took profit. Okay. And what week did we predict 8 months earlier would be when the euro yen would go up? 8 months earlier. What week did we predict the euro yen to go up? The third week of August. And would you consider the 20th approximately the third week? It might have been the 19th. Craig says that's reasonably accurate. So how did I do 8 months in advance? Well, 8.3 months in advance. How did I do? You guys are so good. Pretty good. Yeah. No, that's very good. Not bad. Not bad. I could have picked the day of the week, right? The Thursday of the, I'll do that next year. The third Thursday of August at 9:22 and 32 seconds. Boom! Wait, is it a leap year? Oh, well, forget it then. Craig, that's funny. I have a picture for you, Craig. I don't know. Let me get my gallery out. Gallery. Actually, here's a video of me and Daniel hanging out in Hong Kong. That's funny. It's right on my gallery. Here's the picture I wanted to show. Let's see. Porn. Oh, here's the photo. All right. Look at these diaries I found. Hang on. These are diaries you can buy. Typically, the question is dropping stops on swings. Typically, I'd like to be below the support if I'm long, or above the resistance if I'm short. Is that right, John? I should have a T-shirt, right? At exactly 9:22 EST on 8/16/28. Well, Yeah, that'd be great. You know I'm going to be right. That's the weird thing, right? You're just like, that son of a bitch. That SOB, he's going to be right. Hate that guy, but anyways. So, yeah, anyways, lucky again. Anything with the JPY to the right. Okay. Look at Beast here. Okay. So here's one where we're not so right. This is the projected high for the month of September. It hung out for 1, 2, 3 days without going statistically higher. It went up a little ways, came back down, and is now starting this week by not making a higher high. Kind of feels like it's going to work its way down here again, right? And you know what? We'll probably end the month in the predicted area at the predicted price, which means you could have just gone, and I think we talked about this, right? On the 15th of September, didn't I say something like take the rest of the month off and volunteer to be a docent at a museum? Right? I'm like, that's it. We were joking about it too, right? They're going to say, well, what did you do? You're like, well, I made a trade at the beginning of the month, and now I'm or halfway through the month and I'm done working. But yeah, you want to risk your the right. You want to risk everything for the extra 30 pips, right? Yeah. So, anyways, that's funny. So I don't know if you remember, but if you go back the third week of August, here it is here at 39, we made our way to 52. So well more, right? Well more than 1,000 pips, about 1,250 pips. 1,250 pips. But I only told you 8 months in advance to be ready for it. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, you're busy those 8 months. Maybe next year, right? Maybe this year will be better than the last. Okay, so I'm being punished a little bit on my Kiwi trade, and that's because they had an election this weekend, which you probably knew of. So, right, you probably knew that. You track all these election things because you're a fundamentalist. And the election was as clear as mud. So that creates uncertainty. Currencies don't like uncertainty, but once they figure it out, should be fine. Hopefully, I don't know. But I would definitely say that this is an area of support, and I need to pray that it goes up. Swing traders, what price is support? Everyone that's taking the swing trading course should be able to tell me with precision the price of support on this particular trade. Don't give me a price. I want to see how accurate people are. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 people that say, 5 people that say, 6 people that say 81.44, let's say. Okay. I concur that as long as price is above that, I'm a bull. Okay. If you said anything else, you don't know how to swing trade. I'm sorry. So, where is this? So, what? I got out at 90.50 or something, right? And that was a solid 2 weeks ago. And we're at 91. So I haven't been trading for 2 weeks, this currency pair, and I've missed out on a whole whopping 40 pips. Is it Selah or Salah? Do I have any of those? The first one, the second one, or not? Neither? Saleh? That would be third. Salah. Saleh? Saleh. Yeah, so hang on, we'll get it. You stick with me. Saleh. Saleh? Selah. Salah. 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 I bet you it's accented, right? Salah. Great. Yeah. Salah. So now I've forgotten what your question was. Sorry. Well, at least now I know your name. Yeah, Peter, don't get caught up like to the nickel kind of stuff. These are buy zones and sell zones. So you also have to incorporate psych levels. You have to incorporate previous levels of support and resistance. Clusters of weeklies and monthlies. They're zones. So you don't have to say, well, you know, we missed that pivot by 3 pips, so I had to stand down. Oh, I thought you had a concern about the swing trading course or something. I thought I noticed like an unhappy face or something. Yeah. Oh, okay. Robert says, so the Kiwi yen on the 30 minutes. All right, hang on. Okay. All right, so here's how it starts. Okay, Robert. You're a bull or a bear, regardless of what anything else you see on this. Okay, that's it, right? So, okay, you're a bull. Great. But we have to recognize that, right? No matter what, before you even open the chart, you're a bull. So you're looking to buy. Fine. How aggressive do you want to be? Are you going to use moving averages? What time frame? All these different things. But you know, you could do like little things like, you know, do you consider this a trend? Hang on. In this case, you'd be buying oscillator crosses. Okay. Another thing you could do is you could buy 5A crosses. Another thing you could do is change time frames and try to look for dynamic levels of support and resistance, right? You can see we haven't been in a trend for 2 weeks, even on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so you could trade it like a range and not a trend, but you could be like bullish range bound. I can't even grab this. There we go. Okay. Okay. Going to the smaller time frame though. Okay. That is the area in which you want to buy. You know, not get, okay, keep, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter, but that's fine. Okay. Anywhere in here, so you could say like 5A cross on the open, 5A cross New York open, doesn't matter. That's in the area in which you are allowed to buy. So Kiwi, fine. Okay, Kiwi, let's drop in here. Okay. So you see this? If you're a swing trader, you would have bought here or here. If you're a bull. As a bear, you would have, and a bull could have bought this too, depending on if you traded it right at the open, right? A bear would sell here, there's no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And that's it. So if you bought here, that's totally cool. You were right there on the open. Because you have to bear in mind, there's only 2 places you're allowed to buy as a swing trader. This one and the lower one. That's it. But that's it. That's it. You bought one or both. And let's say your stop would be below this cluster here, right? Okay. And if this makes a high, you're gonna do this. And you're done for the week. What'd you do this week? Well, I bought the Kiwi yen at the New York Open. And that was it. That was my whole week. Oh, wait, that's right. On Monday afternoon, I moved my stop to break even. Okay. So you're like, you bought, so I don't know where you bought, but the thing is, that's why you need the swing trading course. Like, it's very specific. You bought there, or, you know exactly where you want to buy. You don't know if price is going to go down there, though. That's it. You don't know if the market agrees with you, but you have certainty at exactly what prices you're willing to pay for the trade. And if price comes down, you take it. And you have a defined risk. So let's say on this one, what's the defined risk? I always forget this one. And then you have to go, what do you have to do? Crosshair. Some people are really good at this stuff. To this one. Then you crosshair it. Okay, you're risking 60 pips. Okay. And you're risking 60 pips. And you're going for approximately 200. Okay. Is that worth the risk? 3 to 1. I think my target's 3 to 1, right? Because my target's conservative, right? You notice that? Get out right before the resistance. So yeah, so to me, it's right where we are now. It's a 3 to 1. I'm risking 60 for $1.80. Thank you, Johnny. It's both, Brendan. It's both and it's neither. No. Okay, no, it's a zone. But both are important. They're not random levels. So if you observe a double bottom, let's say on the buy pivot. So like it's like this. You want to buy near 81.42. 81.43, whatever, 81.44, whatever you came up. You want to buy there. But you could also say 81.50. And then you could also say, well, are there monthly pivots down there? Well, no, not in this case. Is there another thing in there? And maybe it's a little higher, maybe it's a little lower. You have to incorporate, because it's all correct. Yeah, well, you can't count this as a triple bottom, really, because it's just range bound. But whatever. But the thing is, it's support, right? That's the important thing. So you want to buy on the line, but you don't want to buy because of the line. Okay? Because that's gambling. But, maybe you're long in here or whatever. Higher high, higher low, higher high, whatever, right? But you know your price. But the zone is what's important. So in this case, this is the top of the zone. Okay? And of course, once you make the lower low, that kind of kills that whole idea. Okay? But the real buy pivot is this one. Not necessarily the central. The central is less important to me because it's less clear, because it's going to be important to bears and it's going to be important to bulls. So which one's right? You don't really know. Okay? Well, what I do know is if I was a bear, this is a sell zone. If I'm a bull, this is a buy, right? Sell here, buy here, right? So you could trade it all kinds of ways. So a lot of people will say, well, how do I trade it now? I'm like, dude, any freaking way you want to. If you're a bull and you're witnessing it bounce at support, the way you trade it, couldn't care less. Use ADX. Whatever CCI tells you. Whatever MACD throws down. I mean, it's done. Right? The important part is that you knew the right price to watch for your strategy to be validated. What you do with that information is whatever you got. Right? It's literally like predicting the future. All right, so tomorrow's going to be the last day on Earth. What do you do with that information? I don't know. But isn't the important thing is that I know that it's going to happen? Yeah, this guy, right? So, like, what do I do now, Wayne? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Should I go to the beach? Should I stand on the tip of a mountain? Should I go skydiving? I don't know what you should do on the last day of Earth. Shouldn't you make that decision? Cool. No, don't jump into the swing trading course. So you bought the bundle, right? I think you should start with basic training. Do basic training, yeah, and then yeah, maybe some price action. Yeah, you're probably right, Peter. Right. Public holiday in South Africa, right on. Yeah, well, I don't feel good today, so hopefully I wasn't too much of a crabby pants. But you know what? Seeing the time, dude, I do have to go. Yeah. Hey, look, if you need anything, email me, Wayne at fxbootcamp.com. Hey, look at this. I got my boot camp hat on. Look at that. It's cool. This hat, I got a lot of hats. I used to have like hundreds of shirts. If you came to a conference with me, I would be the only, put it this way, I'd be the only vendor. I'd get to a trade show and like a broker would show up with like employees and all this kind of stuff. And then I would show up and there would be 30 volunteers and they were my customers. People are like, who are all these guys? They're like, these are the people that flew here early, got up early, walked over to the hotel conference center early to help me set up the booth. My customers. So anyways, we'd open up this box. It was about the size of this room, the box, no joke, right? And you open it up, and I'd have hundreds of shirts, like not crappy t-shirts, like really high quality dress shirt, collared shirts with buttons, real thick material, and mug hats. Who needs hats? It was great. And then they would hang out at the booth for the whole conference. Just boot campers everywhere, talking to people at the conference. You need to join this boot camp. It was good. We had some good times. So I'm still here. I love hanging with traders. I love hanging with you guys. I like helping you, but I also like the success stories, right? I remember David Begler when he was an amateur trader. Now he's like a superstar on FX Street. Been trading probably for 10 years now. But he's like a brother, you know, or a cousin or something. I haven't seen him in a long time, but I still care for him, right? Like he went on, he mastered. He was like Ryan, where you just offer some knowledge and he consumes it and makes it even bigger and more powerful. That's why I know Ryan's going to make it too. They're both from South Africa. Wow, huh? Something about the South Africans. Like a brew, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm telling you. It's got to be in the water. But I wouldn't recommend drinking it. There's something in the water. Yeah, but that's it. I'm moving there. Yeah, you know, look, South Africa is probably great if you have a lot of money. Wouldn't want to be poor in South Africa, though, that's for sure. So anyways, I got to go, guys. You've been real. Got to jump, babe. If you need something, I typed it in there, Wayne at fxbootcamp.com. Just email me. I'm willing to help if I can. Will you be here tomorrow? Peter says, isn't everything great when you have a lot of money? You know, you can have a lot of money in California and be poor. You can have a lot of money in New York and be poor. Like, for example, you save and save and save and save and save your whole life. You work hard, you save your money, you finally got a nest egg together so you can buy yourself a half-decent house in California. Millions of dollars required for a down payment, right? For a down payment. And you're like, oh my God, this is the biggest decision of my life. You do all this research, you spend all this time, you go in there and you play everything right. And at the last second, a 22-year-old a-hole from Google comes in. He's like, yeah, I'll pay 3 times as much. I just want it and I have to have it. What? He gets in his stupid yellow Lamborghini Gallardo, right? So anyways, that's California. You're like, but, and it's a ton of money for a ridiculously crappy house with lipstick all over it, but it's still a pig. Oh, it has granite countertops. Yeah, but it doesn't have insulation. I mean, it's stupid. I have a friend, he bought a house for a couple mil, right? And he needed some work. So they open up the walls to like take a look at like the electrical or something, and you could see sky. Like not just no insulation, but like it was open into the like, oh my God. And another one paid like $1 million for a house, goes in the attic to get it inspected, and the previous owner had taken a lamp, cut the cord off of it, and wired the house with the cord from a lamp and dragged it across the down the wall to the wall to somewhere else. And you paid over $1 million for that? So you laugh, but the thing is now it's worth $2 million. I'm like, you're paying $2 million for a crap garbage house with poor wiring, no insulation, weird design, small square footage, crappy yard, 1,000 neighbors everywhere, no parking on the street because there's 5 million cars on that one block because the house across the street has like 8 people living in it. It's true. There's 8 or 9 people living in that house. So they all have cars. Everyone's got a car. Like, you're like, oh my God, yeah, $2 million for that. Yeah, like, hell no. I got the hell out. I escaped. You ain't taking me back, even if you have a lot of money. But if you had to do it, go in with Google money. If you want to pay $8 million for a house that's worth $500,000 in Georgia, go for it. Have fun. Enjoy your $8 million house. With, by the way, neighbors touching your shoulders when you sleep at night, right? So whatever. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Find some paradise and protect it. Because paradise is under threat. That's what you should do. See you tomorrow, guys.